So the first type of master data I would like to have a look at are the GL accounts. So here you can see a GL account card, and the different components of a GL account card are the different ribbon tabs that we have available, such as Home, Actions and Report. You can see the expanded General Fast tab and the collapsed Posting, Consolidation, Reporting and Cost Accounting Fast tab. So let's have a look at the most important fields in these different fast tabs by looking at an example. So to go to the chart of accounts, there are different ways to do this. You could click on Home and then go to Finance, or you can of course also very easily use the search function. So chart of accounts, for example, there we go. And here you can see the chart of accounts that I've also used in some of the examples in the previous module. So all the different GL accounts that we have set up in the system. So you already recognize important fields such as here the income balance field and so on. But let's look at a typical example, and I will scroll down to a sales account. So account 6110, which is sales retail domestic. So by clicking here on the account number, the GL account card will open. So already had a look at an example on the overview slide, but let's more closely look now at the different fields. And here on the General Fast tab, we have a number of general fields which can be very important. So we will start with the number, which of course is assigned manually. So we don't use number series, of course, to assign numbers to GL accounts. No, you will always enter it manually. Then we can enter a name, the name of the account. And then this is a very important field, income balance. Now this is specifying whether the account is an income statement account or a balance sheet account. And the system will use this field to close a fiscal year. So if you run the close fiscal year batch, the system will balance all GL accounts that have income statement in this field. And so for that reason, this is an important field. So when you close a fiscal year. Then there's the account category. So here we can specify different categories. And as a user, you can set up the categories you want. So here we have a number of frequently used categories like assets, liabilities, equity, income, and so on. So this is an income account. And then each category can have a number of subcategories. So for example, if I click on the Assist Edit, you can see here the whole overview. So my income category has income services, product sales, jobs, and so on. So this is a way to structure your chart of accounts, and this is also used in reporting. So you can run a number of reports that are using the category and subcategory structure. And in Finance Essentials, there's more information on how to set up and use these categories and subcategories in reports. Then we have debit credit, in which we can specify if this is a typical debit credit account or both. And we can use the account type. Now also this is a very interesting field because this will allow you to create a specific structure in the chart of accounts. So if I go to the chart of accounts, excuse me, this was one click too far. So let me go to the chart of accounts again. There we go. And let me quickly scroll down to my sales account that I was using. There we go. You can see a number of accounts in bold and non-bold. And here you can see by looking at the account type that we have end total accounts, begin total accounts, and so on. So first of all, to assign a specific structure, you can use the account type. And there are different account types that we can use. So let's have a look. There's begin total and end total. And with begin total and end total, you can mark the beginning section of a different a series of accounts and the ending section. So for example, here we have sales of retail and we have domestic, EU, export, retail, and so on. So sales of retail is begin total. And then at the end, you can enter an end total account. And everything within begin and end total is then added here in the totaling formula. Now this is something that you can do automatically. So if you just enter begin total and end total, afterwards you can use the indent chart of accounts function, and the system will then automatically indent all the accounts based on the structure you have set up with begin and end total, and will also automatically update the totaling formulas. You see, so that could be very interesting because this will give you a specific structure in the chart of accounts, as you can see here. So let me go back to 6110. So that's why we can use account type. Now here you can see again the different account types. Posting is what we use for GL accounts to which we want to post, of course. Heading is a title. Then we have total, where we can just enter a totaling formula, and then, as we just saw, begin and end total, which will also be used as markers, and so the beginning and the ending marker of a specific section in the chart of accounts. And based on that, if necessary, you can enter totaling formulas. Then here at the right side we have balance. So this is showing me the total balance of the GL account. Again, this is a flow field to which I can drill down. And then we can also specify a number of specific features, such as, for example, reconciliation account. Now, if you assign an account as a reconciliation account, you can include it in a reconciliation report that you run from the general journal. So this is typically used for bank accounts and cash accounts. Then we can include automatic extended text. And this is a very important field for me, you can also set up accounts for direct posting or not. Now, if you don't want to directly, or if you don't want users to directly post on accounts, you can clear this field. And this means that it's only possible to post on the GL account indirectly. So for example, by posting on a customer, and based on the customer posting group, the system will then post on a specific GL account. So this is also something which is explained in detail in Finance Essentials. So next we have blocked, and let me then scroll down. There's the posting fast tab. Now on the posting fast tab, we can assign posting groups that the system can use to calculate, for example, VAT. And so here you can see that we have VAT 25, which means that the system will calculate 25% VAT. You see, so that's what we can specify on the posting fast tab. So the posting groups we need to, or the system needs to calculate VAT on an account. Then there is consolidation. So you can set up a consolidation in which in the consolidated company, the system will consolidate different GL accounts. So what we can do here is map to the GL accounts in the consolidation company. Then we can also set up an additional reporting currency. And based on the currency, you can then do a specific setting here in the exchange rate adjustment. And in Finance Advanced, you can see that the additional reporting currency is used to run financial reports in a second currency besides your local currency. And also in Finance Advanced, you can set up cost accounting, and here you can then see the linked cost type. In the GL account card ribbon, there are a number of very interesting actions that we can use, and let me show you the most important ones. So here you can see the ribbon, and we already explained the structure of the ribbon, so tabs, groups, and actions. And you can see we have many different actions. So you can enter, for example, comments for an account, but also a couple of very important and interesting actions to use is ledger entries. So if you want to have the detail of all the entries of a specific account, I can very easily click here on ledger entries, and the system will show me all the detailed ledger entries for this specific account. If you want to assign dimensions to an account, default dimensions such as department, project, and so on, you can click on dimensions and you can start entering dimensions. So this is explained in application setup in Microsoft Dynamics NAV how to do this. Next, if I go to actions, you can also apply a template. So applying templates could be an easy way to create GL accounts, because in a template you can specify predefined fields. And then finally on report, there are a number of reports specifically based on GL accounts that you can run, like for example the detailed trial balance, the trial balance, and so on.